Hey guys, welcome back. These chocolate chip cookies are soft, buttery, and well, chocolatey. And to be honest, I would always make these with eggs until one day when I started out making these, but then soon realized I had run out of eggs. So I had to improvise. Could not stop baking these. That was totally out of the question. The entire family, including myself, was looking forward to digging into this. And let me take a moment to acknowledge that some of my recipes, in fact, many of my recipes, have resulted or have been inspired by haphazard accidents and lacking ingredients. This is one of them. So, let me show you how to bake these chocolate chip cookies without eggs. So, let's get cooking. We start off by first adding softened butter to a bowl. Never use cold butter or never use melted butter. It has to be soft butter at room temperature. And then goes into sugar. I use both white sugar and brown sugar, and in reduced quantity because I will also use chocolate chips which has their own sweetness. So the brown sugar gives it a very nice flavor. It also gives a little color to your cookies. With electric whisk, mix together your butter and the sugars. Now this is not a cake batter. It does not need to become fluffy and light. It just needs to mix together. Don't forget, this is a cookie dough. It's not a cake batter. Gently fold them together so sugar just mixes with the butter. Then spoon in your wet ingredients. The yogurt goes in first. You can use a low fat yogurt, you can use a full fat yogurt, it doesn't matter. Vanilla extract. Now vanilla gives a very nice flavor to the cookies. So when you're baking the cookies, the aromas are so nice and inviting. They also add a very nice flavor to the cookie. Whisk all the things together just to make sure that they're all mixed well, and that is very key. Don't overwork the mixture. Flour. I'm using plain flour here, and in this I'm going to add baking soda. This is a cookie, it's not a cake, so we don't need baking powder but just baking soda and a tiny quantity of salt. Salt is just magical with desserts. It brings out all the flavors. Whisk it together. Now again, very gently, just to mix it. Doesn't have to be overworked at all. And once they mix together, you then use a plastic spatula or a wooden spoon and mix the dough together. This is going to be a very sticky dough. Then add in your chopped nuts. I'm using walnuts, and then goes in the chocolate nibs or chocolate chips. You can use peanuts, you can use almonds, you can use pecan nuts, you can use raisins if you like to add. The choice is entirely yours. And like I said, this is a very sticky dough. You will not be able to shape the cookies. So the small trick here is to transfer this sticky dough into a plastic container, cover with a lid, and leave it in the fridge for half an hour to slightly firm up. Now take it off 10 minutes before you want to shape, so it becomes slightly soft, and then it's easy for you to shape it. To shape it, line a baking tray with some greaseproof paper, and with an ice cream scoop or with a spoon, shape out a tiny quantity or spoon out a tiny quantity of the dough and rub it between your two palms, and you will get like a ball like texture. Place that on the greaseproof paper. You don't need to make them into flat, because once you start cooking them in the oven, the heat will actually melt down the dough and it will spread on its own. This goes into a preheated oven at 180 degrees centigrade or 350 degrees Fahrenheit for approximately 10 minutes till the cookies are nice and golden on the exterior. Let them rest for a while and transfer them to a wire rack. The cookies are extremely tender right now, very soft. If you try and hold them, they might even break. So gently pick them up with a spatula. Transfer it to a wire rack and let that rest for a good 10 minutes. I personally love to have the cookies when they are still just about warm. There is something so magical about a warm cookie with the chocolate just melting through in the center. I just love that. The flavor of the vanilla, the flavor of the almonds in them is just sensational. A very simple recipe, very easy to make, and I promise you, it will not be one batch. You'll probably end up making tons of batches of this simply delicious and tasty cookie. My chocolate chip cookies. Do try it, make it for your friends and family, and leave your comments on the section below.